What is up, my Titan Army? It is Titan here, aka Tristan. You know what's up. So, guys, today for my video, I'm gonna be reviewing The Hobbit. The first part of The Hobbit. The second part isn't out on DVD yet. The first part is called An Unexpected Journey. And, yeah, let's get started. I'm just not gonna show my face. You know, there's no need to, I think. Just focus on the movie. It's still in its wrapping because I actually got two copies, one from my dad and one from my friend for my birthday. So I'm actually gonna return this one to Best Buy when the Desolation of Smaug Part 2 of The Hobbit comes out on the 8th, and today's the 2nd. So yeah. So let's get started. So The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. It's a great movie. I'll say that, like, right off, because it's a really great movie. It's a 2012 movie, and it's an action and adventure movie. And so, I'm not going to tell you guys the whole cast, because that would take way too long, but, I'll start with the main character, which is Bilbo Baggins, and he is played by Martin Freeman. Martin Freeman is an incredible actor, and he really makes, like, I don't know, he just seems like the perfect Bilbo. Better than, I think, the old Bilbo from The Lord of the Rings, and the old Bilbo is in this movie, and old Bilbo is played by Ian Holm, and he played Bilbo in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And so Martin Freeman is the main character who plays Bilbo Baggins. Then there's Ian McKellen, who reprises his role of Gandalf the Grey. He played Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And coming back as well from the Lord of the Rings trilogy is Andy Serkis, who did... sorry, guys. Who did probably the best job like anyone could ever do in playing Gollum and Smeagol, Gollum and Smeagol. And then there's the 13 Dwarves led by Thorin Oakenshield, who is played by Richard Armitage. It's a weird name. So, and then there's the other 12 Dwarves, but I don't really want to read them off. And then there's, like, a lot of other people, but that's just the main cast. What's his name? Elijah Wood and Hugo Weaving come back as Frodo and Elrond. Frodo just is in the very beginning, but anyways, yeah. So, the plot of this movie is, so it's a prequel to The Lord of the Rings. I think it takes place 60 years before The Lord of the Rings, and The Lord of the Rings movies were released in 2001, 2002, and 2003. The Hobbits are 2012, 2014, and 2012, 2013, and 2014, sorry. 2012, The Desolation of Smaug is 2013, and There and Back Again, the third part and the last part of the trilogy is 2014, and they're all released on Christmas for the 10th year, no, for the anniversary of The Lord of the Rings, because those were all released on Christmas. And yeah, so the plot of this story is the 13 Dwarves are trying to take back the Lonely Mountain with the help of Gandalf the Grey. They're trying to take it back, their home mountain, their kingdom, Erebor, and it's the mighty dwarf kingdom. It's called the Lonely Mountain, and it was overrun by Smaug the dragon, and Smaug is pretty much a badass. Like, you don't really get to see him that much. Like, he doesn't speak at all in this part of The Hobbit, but in the second part, he's like the main role, and they're going to kill him in the third movie, which comes out this Christmas. And they're trying to take back their mountain, and they need a burglar, so they have Bilbo Baggins do it. And during this quest, a bunch of stuff happens. Like, they're being chased by a pack of orcs led by Azog the Defiler. the pale white orc. He was the strongest. He's the strongest of his kind, and they're being like chased by those orcs the whole time, and they go into the Misty Mountains, and they accidentally get put into the goblin tunnels. Like, they get sucked into it because the goblins have traps all throughout the mountains, and they, they get like captured by the goblins, and the Goblin King's talking to them, and Bilbo is able to sneak off, but one goblin actually finds him, and they get in a huge fight, and Bilbo pretty much wins, but the goblin takes him down the mountain with him, and it's so cool. They fall into Gollum's lair, and Gollum he beats the goblin to death, and so Bilbo's sword, his sword, if you guys have ever seen The Lord of the Rings, Stain the sword, which is right here, turns blue when there's goblins or orcs nearby, so it stops turning blue, and him and Gollum have a riddle game. Well, before they have a riddle game, Bilbo follows Gollum, and he actually picks up Gollum's the One Ring from The Lord of the Rings. He picks it up because Gollum drops it when he's beating the goblin. So they have a riddle game, and Bilbo wins because he asks. Gollum says, "Ask a question," ask another one, because Gollum's getting impatient and wants to eat because he's starving, and Bilbo can't think of another riddle, but Gollum says, "Ask me another question." So Bilbo says, "What have I got in my pocket?" He's not really talking to Gollum, but he's talking to himself, and it actually works. But then Gollum finds out when Bilbo says, "You lost, time to show me the way out," because that was their agreement. If Bilbo lost, Gollum would eat him, but if Bilbo won, Gollum would show him the way out. But Gollum refuses, and he tries to use the ring to go invisible and kill Bilbo. But the ring's gone, and he figures out that Bilbo has it, and he chases him through the goblin tunnels. And during the ruffle for the scrimmage, I guess, for the ring, Bilbo, it goes on his finger, and Gollum doesn't know where he is, and Gollum thinks that he knows the way out, so Gollum goes to the exit. Bilbo follows, and the dwarves and Gandalf are actually escaping. By the way, the Goblin King gets killed by Gandalf, and Gandalf comes and saves the day, and so they get out, and Bilbo jumps over Gollum, and Gollum screams, "Thief, thief, we hate it forever." And then Azog catches up, and they have to throw fiery pine cones onto the ground to create a bridge, a wall, so they can't so the orcs can't get over, and the eagles come and rescue them. But Thorin, being cocky, he tries to kill Azog, and Azog just whips his ass, mostly because Azog is on this giant ass orc dog thing. So yeah, and Thorin dies, and the eagles drop them on this huge rocky ledge, and Gandalf is able to revive Thorin just in time, and they see the Lonely Mountain, and the last part of the movie is Bilbo says, "I do think the worst is behind us," and Thorin is all happy that Bilbo's okay, and they it's all happy, and then a bird actually goes up to a bird that passes by Thorin and company and Bilbo and all them, goes to the Lonely Mountain, takes a nut and starts cracking it on the Erebor's wall, and it wakes up Smaug, and you see his eye, and then it ends. It's a great movie. I would definitely consider getting it. It's only actually $15-20 right now, because it's been out for 2 years. And yeah, but I would definitely say getting it. My rating, I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10, because it's a great movie. But, I just think, there's a couple things, here and there, I mean, the acting's incredible. It's one of the best movies. It's going to compete with the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and it's going to be great. But, I'm going to give all of my Desolation of Smaug review will be up as soon as I get the movie. So on the 9th or 8th, I'll probably do it the day I get it. So probably actually that weekend. So more like the 9th or 10th or 11th, it'll be up. But I'm going to give The Desolation of Smog a 9 out of 10, and my review for that will be up in the next week or so. So yeah, this one's an 8 out of 10, but it's a great movie. I would definitely consider getting it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my review, and I'll see you guys in my next video, and which should be tomorrow. So peace out, guys. Hope you enjoyed.